Let me explain what's happening here today. So, Storm God has wanted me to use the Long Arm Enforcer for a while. I don't know why. It's a slow-firing, high single-target damage weapon. It's not like a terrible shotgun. I've covered it in my best perks video link down below, but I covered it with several other weapons because it never really impressed me in any way. It's kind of a well-known mediocre weapon. So he kept wanting me to run it. As a joke, I told him if he donated $50, I would run it. And, yeah, Ben's war cry. He actually did that. So I guess we're going to try it out. He's going to drop me a copy in game. We got 2 different copies, crit rating, crit damage, and double crit damage. Curiously enough, he's running damage to miss monsters and bosses plus affliction. The idea is that you're just going to do a lot of single target damage to a single miss monster, let affliction finish it off, and I'm running a super basic shotgun build. Buckshot Raptor in the lead. Totally Rocking Out is now fixed as of recording this video, so we're going to be getting the normal performance out of it. Battle Beat, of course, so we can activate a trap. And then we got Sub Wafer, so we can activate the 6th perk whenever we want. That, of course, comes from Main Stage Quinn, since I know that people want to see that. And a Devil Dog left the party. He's been there for like 20 minutes. I don't know. Shell Shot, Quick Fingers, Unearthly Treat, just to get some basic extra damage. Should be pretty solid. Let's hop in game and check it out. Here we go. So he's dropped both of these 144, by the way. Crit rating, crit damage is a more standard build. And then he should have a crit damage. All right, he dropped me the double crit damage copy. We've got both now. Let's start with the crit rating copy and see how it does. So we got a little wafer and surprisingly didn't one-shot, but that crit damage was like 200,000. So yeah, also this is the same exact hill that I showed off that one weapon I can't remember, but that was kind of coincidence. Got in the same area of the map. All right, we got another group of normal enemies. I'm not going to do, okay, not going to do too much of this today because this is not a crowd clearing weapon. You can see I am clicking as fast as possible. We're reloading pretty well, both using the same weapon here. It's clearly meant for single targets, and honestly the reload's pretty okay because of the way that, you know, shell weapons work. Your reload time is based on reloading all of the shells, so if you use a mag size perk, you're actually pretty much reloading at the exact same speed as a normal reload perk, so fun fact for you there. But yeah, these single targets are really what we're looking for, and if we don't crit, we're kind of screwed, but you sort of need that crit to get that big satisfying damage. I do not like running these slow fire weapons with crit builds, but it's kind of just a necessary evil. Obviously, I could be using my wafers, which would then help us do a lot more damage. So long as we're critting more often, we're going to do a lot. And then, of course, these single targets, I kind of just have to run away because this weapon is useless. All right, let's try our hand at a bigger target now. 250 power level, missed my shot, totally my fault. The extra damage to miss monsters and bosses is obviously going to come into play here. 1.6 million damage. See that? That's some good damage. Like, I hesitate to call this a bad weapon because of the sheer single target damage. Little Ben's war cry for you. It's just this crowd clearing where, honestly, a different shotgun is going to go a long way. So I think I'm going to equip that now. If you guys haven't seen my Maverick video, link to that down below. It's actually a pretty solid weapon, but I think we should use the big shot because that one's also really good at crowd clearing and will make up for this weapon's faults. So here's the plan. We're going to take out the big shot, clear out the hordes of normal zombies, easy peasy, pop the wafer, clean them out just like that. Take the big target weapon, knock out the miss monster, and you're doing great. Oh no, more enemies. Got him. So here we got another example. I'm going to prioritize the big targets, just basically one-shot the miss monster, because we got affliction on that. We don't have to worry about killing it in one hit. Then, of course, the big shot comes in, takes him out just like this, and such a great couple of weapons. What a great combo. Build a little wall like that, super safe, and honestly, the Long Arm Enforcer has some okay range, too, and takes care of everything just fine. This defense looks like a Halo 3 map with these ramps up the side and this giant steel electric field. Let's find some big targets. Perfect. There we go. So, got 16 wafers, use them up. I put down those electric fields, not because we didn't have good enough traps, but because I felt like it was necessary. Ooh, that was some good damage, just to activate Battle Beat more often, as often as I can. So, this is what I was hoping to see. All right. Got to reload this real quick, and then the team perk is fixed. It was bugged for so long, so now I can eat a wafer and two-shot a smasher? I know Affliction's kind of cheesing it a little bit. Like, there are some melees in the game that do barely any damage, and then you hit it once, and then let Affliction finish it off, and then you technically one-shot a Smasher with a melee. That's not super fair, but that was almost two shots, so I kind of count it. Let's eat the wafer again, even though it looks like battle. Just activated. That's actually pretty strong. Like, you need to crit. You can see when I'm not critting, which is all too often. It doesn't necessarily one hit, but it's doing pretty well. All right, let's get this out here. Get a little off to the side. 1, 2, lucky crits. Yeah, and then let the Affliction finish it off. Honestly, pretty solid. And the big shot, again, I'm plugging the Maverick video because I don't have a non-best perks big shot video, which you should have anyway. Link to that down below. Maverick video I covered recently. Really good crowd clearing, and I'm genuinely genuinely impressed. The big shot has the extra damage versus elemental targets, just like the other Art Deco weapons, so it doesn't exactly have that. I just activated the Totally Rockin' Out T perk, try not to waste my wafers. So that doesn't necessarily have Affliction. Maverick is also base game. So they're very two similar weapons. Regardless, it's a great secondary to this because I'm not suggesting anybody like run off and try the Long Arm Enforcer, but honestly, look at that. Like, if you need single target damage, it's pretty good. Normally, my top recommendation for single target shotgun damage is the Double Boiler. The Double Boiler can hit for massive damage, and then the Steam Cloud 6 perk sticks around and does some really good damage. Unfortunately, it's only available in the llamas, the Wild West llamas, so you have to spend extra tickets to get it, which aren't that hard to get. Extra tickets, you can get at least 80 per day from your daily V-Bucks quests, if not more. So it's really easy to get lots of X-ray tickets. I call them V-Buck missions because I'm a founder, but every normal player will get X-ray tickets, and that's all you need for those llamas, so that's great. But you might not get lucky. You know, the Wild West llamas don't come around that often, and you might not be able to pick it up. So if you need good single target damage and you're kind of struggling, you don't have the Huskbuster or the Ground Pounder, the two that I'm always talking about, and you want a weapon that actually one-shots a Mist Monster, like even a Smasher, I'm saying, pretty solid to use a Long Arm Enforcer. It's a base game weapon that should be pretty accessible. I see it in missions almost every day. It's not that hard to come around, and if you want a budget pick, it might do the job. All right, round 2. I don't need this to be a 2-part video. It's not that complicated of a weapon, so I'm running the double crit damage copy now. It should crit significantly harder, so hopefully we can see some more smashers to demonstrate that, because I'm expecting some big damage. If I crit, that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I see him. I see him. Let's just weave through the crowd, ignore all the beehives, sprint over. Totally Rockin' Out just activated. Whew! Now that's a little closer to truly two-shotting a smasher. I don't count that extra affliction damage too hard, but I mean, it is damage coming from the weapon, so yeah, that's what I like to see. Let's see it again. All right, let's see. All right, get the wafers active. Boom, and just a little bit of extra damage from the tire traps, and it went down so easily. Of course, as you can see, absolutely requires Totally Rockin' Out, because if I'm not critting, I'm basically doing nothing. Just shooting peanuts over here. I want to see what we can do with a War Cry active. So let's go over here. Let's activate the War Cry, eat a wafer, see how much damage we do now. Okay, without the extra headshot damage, it's less, but still a pretty significant amount. Like, honestly, I never considered this weapon to be totally garbage, all right? I was pretty apprehensive to try this out when Storm God was joking with me, and I told him that absurd amount, $50 to run this. I just thought it'd be really mediocre, and honestly, it's hitting a lot harder than I really expected. I didn't expect this to be so viable. Unfortunately, we got a smokescreen mini boss. Little PSA to everybody watching, because I see too many clips of people not knowing smokescreen reduces your ranged weapon damage. So do not shoot a smokescreen mini boss. It's not gonna work. Anything in range of the smokescreen, I know my Totally Rockin' Out activated right before I ate that wafer. It's just unfortunate timing, okay? It's like the muscle motion of eating the wafer was already happening in my brain, and I couldn't cancel it. I'm just a human, okay? But anything even in range of that smokescreen will do less damage. So that's the thing in regular smokescreen missions, even when it's not a mini-boss. Oh, see, I canceled it that time. I saw Totally Rockin' Out activate from my traps as soon as I was about to eat. I put all of these down just to activate it because, you know, Battle Beat's OP. The fact that Battle Beat can activate from your traps is so good. Can we just, like, thank Epic for a second for allowing that? They did not need to do that. That was very generous for them to make Totally Rockin' Out activate that easy. We are consistently, if we're critting, which is happening pretty often, we are consistently 3-shotting or 2-shotting if you count affliction these smashers. This is so good. Let me just reload this real quick. I think I'm running Chaos Agent, but honestly, it kills so fast that I don't even really need all my ammo. And yeah, see, again, not critting, looks pretty bad. That's not so great. Let's try that War Cry like I mentioned. If we can get a smasher close by. Oh, I hear him. I hear him. Let's see. I want to do the War Cry again. So let's do that, then eat the wafer, then shoot the... There we go. Ooh, that was like 2 or 3 million damage. Wow. Wow. I never actually got a clear damage number. Let me pay attention to the number real quick here. To the head, 2.7 million. Okay, and then that was so much damage that he was basically already dead at that point. Like, we're hitting him hard. Here, throw that just for Chaos Agent. I know I'm not taking good advantage of Chaos Agent at all. 3.2 million damage? Damn. 2.8 million damage. I don't know where all that variance is coming from, but damn, that's a lot of extra. Oh, you know what? The war cry, obviously. The war cry. Yeah, the war cry burned off, and that's where my damage went. I understand now. All right. Oh, I was about to eat the wafer, and then I saw Toy Rocket Out activate. My traps are doing great this game. 2.6 million. Wow. So this thing is very consistently with double crit damage, hitting for over 2 million damage if you hit the headshot, 3 million damage with Toy Rockin' Out active. Like, that's insane. That's insane. That is really good. All right, activate Toy Rocket Out. Not Toy Rocket Out, but Chaos Agent Reload. Wow. I started this video thinking it would be a joke, thinking I named a crazy price that surprisingly got met, and now I'm being obligated into making this video. But I'm ending this recording with a newfound respect for the Long Arm Enforcer. Don't get me wrong. The double boiler, in my opinion, is still the superior single target shotgun, and the semi-auto relentless power of the ground pounder and huskbuster make them the best options for like single target damage. They will kill a smasher faster. But if you're new to the game, if you just want a really easy weapon that's super accessible, like the Long Arm Enforcer, available from regular llamas and regular missions, it's not that hard to pick it up, and as Storm God's gonna do, you can always recycle it to get your stuff back when you upgrade. So honestly, I'm impressed. It did pretty well. I guess I'm not like surprised. I knew it was good single target, but I didn't really know it was that good. So yeah, Long Arm Enforcer. Either thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, or maybe even try the weapon out if you want to give a shot to a weapon, because I did not even... The weapon at the beginning of this video was not powered up because I did not even have this weapon powered up. So if you want to go annihilate some smashers, maybe give it a try. And then...